There we are. We're
Hey!
live. We actually caught it this time, as opposed to us like looking at our phones. Huh, I wonder when we go live. Oh shit.
You would think after like 5 years of doing this, it would not be so technically
You know what?
challenging.
It's our show, it's our house. We go live when we feel like we want to go live.
We're early today. It's good. We're keeping you on your toes. We're
Yay.
catching all the early birds. I know some of you are out there. We know the early birds who catch the worm.
Hello, everyone. So great to have you all join us for our monthly community live stream, Facebook Live, whatever you want to call this. It's a time for us to connect and to give you all updates on what's been happening at Dateable. And for this week, for this show, we have a special guest that we will reveal at the very end, or at least halfway through.
Yeah, who could that be? I don't know. I don't know.
Could it be a furry friend of ours?
Hey, the reveal too early. Everyone's like, okay, I'm tuning out now. That's the guest. Mojo is very cute, but he's not the most insightful when it comes to podcasts.
Are you not insightful? Oh my gosh. He's like, what, bacon? It's not insightful
He
enough?
can't vocalize the true words that are coming as sentiments that he has.
Use your words, Mojo. Use your words.
He's a better YouTuber or TikToker.
He is. Yes. He's better visually than he is vocally. But he just got a haircut today, so he's feeling extra fine.
He is very cute. We should have one day that everyone brings their pets, though. We put them on video. That would be super fun. We could do like a pet happy hour, but everyone just like pops their pet up. That'd be
yes. That would be so great. And then our pets can date each other. Like we'll do a matchmaking service for pets.
Well, didn't you like find Mojo on like a swipe app? Or am I making that up? Yeah, you did. Okay.
But there is an app called Tindog, and it looks like Tinder. You swipe through the dogs that are up for adoption. And of course, you're going to match with all of them because they don't really have a say in the matter.
I already have mine picked out for when I can have a dog.
I can't wait for you to get a dog, Julie. That day, you will fully understand why I'm a crazy dog lady.
I'm not sure if I fully will, but we'll see. Anyways, we've had such a crazy ride of season 12. I feel like it's been off to a hot start this season. Like
Hell's yes. Every season we're like, can we top the last one? And then we do somehow. And I'm just I feel so lucky that we're able to do that.
Yeah, I feel like also virtually, I think at the beginning, we're like, holy shit, this is going to be hard to do because we used to have all guests in the live studio with us. The two of us were together. And I think we've made it work. Like we've gotten our groove. It actually is kind of crazy to me that we used to do some virtual interviews with people that didn't live in San Francisco with us. And we wouldn't do video. Like, I can't even imagine that anymore.
I don't know what we were thinking. Well,
I don't either.
Like, we didn't know what we didn't know what we were doing.
But we also, COVID has made virtual recording like so much better. So that's like part of it too.
Yeah, and all these companies are stepping up. Yeah. If you've been a guest on our show, we've been using all kinds of different companies you've never heard of before that are dedicated to podcasters. And it's been really fun being part of their beta program and testing out all the different features. StreamYard is one example. I think they've been really good for live streaming. And as always, Louise is behind the scenes.
Yes. Let's take a minute.
Yes. Thank you, Louise. She's behind the scenes controlling everything that you see, the graphics. The only thing that she's not controlling is how grainy I am. I don't know what's happening here. I'm at my parents' house. I have to show you this, Julie, before we move on. So I'm at my parents' house. It's fully carpeted, like every parent's house. And behind me is a very special painting. My mom painted this of my dad.
Oh my God.
Is this not the most adorable thing?
It actually looks like your dad.
It's pretty damn good.
Pretty good. I'm really excited to see that, but I'm a little disappointed because I was expecting you to like pull out like your old childhood journal or something.
Oh, girl, next episode. I'll bring it.
I'm still trying to find that secret sex journal that you have online. I'm still actively searching for that every day.
Yes. You and me both. I'm like, what was the domain? I can't remember.
Who in the audience, does anyone have like the old secret journals that you used to keep? we definitely want to hear from you if you did.
The hot and steamy ones, not like,
Yeah.
I sent her a note and she said
No.
yes to the dance. Like, I don't
No.
give a fuck. tell us the steamy stuff, like the first time you got fingered or something, something.
It's like when I think steamy, that's not what I think.
Fingering is not part of it.
I guess it is now. I guess it is now.
There ought to be courses on fingering.
One of my old guy friends used to always call it finger banging, and I always think of that.
And you just like the visual of that is just like,
yeah,
really
exactly.
That's not sexy.
Anyways,
off to a good start, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's talk about the recent episodes we had, because we had some bangers.
Finger bangers,
major finger bangers. That last episode with Jesse and Cassie. First of all, Jesse went from fuckboy to family man. He's the guy that I thought about in my 20s and was thinking, could I wait for him? Could he change his mind? Could I change him? And now he is that guy turned into a guy who's willing to commit and want to get married, and chose Cassie, who professed his love for her. I mean, the whole story is just really incredible.
Yep. I mean, I think it's that right timing or right person question that we all ask ourselves. Like we got a lot of input from people of just being like, this is definitely like resonates with me. Like, even if my story is slightly different, just the topic overall. And I'm like still sticking with those words of wisdom that I saw on TikTok from Matthew Hussey of the right person is the right time. There we go. What does your group talk about on Facebook then? Oh, finger banging. I love it. I love it, Julia. Yep. That's one day Facebook is just going to be like, you guys got to go. But
remember the last time, not the last stream or live stream we did, but a while ago, we talked about, what was it? Titty fucking on one of the episodes. Yeah. And we're like, maybe we should bring that back or revisit that finger banging. There you go.
Yep. You don't have the titty. Back. This is the mini titty fucking mic. We just have a stand now. They just started,
It's fully erect.
You can get titty fucked now too. You
and
lost
finger.
Your phallic one. They're like, okay, you guys, we're gonna just shut this off on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm surprised Facebook hasn't kicked us off yet.
Yeah. Another good episode for anyone that missed it, talking about sex, but is why is sex so closeted? And I loved that episode. That was actually with a friend of mine. I love that we're just like pulling our friends in. We're pulling the community members in.
So willing.
It's so easy to find people to talk about dating, especially when we have all of you. I think that's been the blessing in disguise of 2020 is that we have so many amazing people that we can pull stories from. And we had Janice, our moderator, which was honestly one of the most well-received episodes we've ever done about dating trauma. So, yeah. And the other ones, I mean, we've talked about Connor Beaton, that episode, socially distant yet emotionally available, still stays with me. And then Logan Yuri, we have a really exciting thing today too. I mean, you probably have all seen it in the Facebook group, but right after this at 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to, in the sounding board group, Logan is going to be joining us for a book club. Like, that is such a freaking rare opportunity. I actually feel like because we're friends with Logan, I'm like, I don't even really understand the full magnitude of it. But I can't even imagine reading a book and being like, oh, I get to like sit and hang out like a happy hour with the author. That's so fucking cool. So if you, you can still get in. Like, we had a few people sign up today for the sounding board. This is all levels of the sounding board. Even if you want to do it right now, we can get you into the book club. So if you've read that book and you want that opportunity, totally worth it.
I got to tell you a funny story, Julie. I was introduced to a new friend in the UK over the weekend, and we had a quick Zoom talk, just a meet and greet, say hi. And he found out about the podcast, and he's like, you know who you should have on your show? Logan Yuri. She's legit. And I was like, 3 times, bitch. Like, that's how well we know her.
You're like, we're already we've already aired that episode.
Yeah, like
come on.
That was 2 years ago, like, when we first had her on. All right, get with it.
Love it. Yeah, so that's a very exciting thing. The other exciting update we want to do before we bring on our special guest, We also have the Dateable After Show as part of the sounding board. This is our like kind of premiere event. Last month we did Most Dateable, and we've had other workshops and special guests. We had Logan actually as one of them in the past. And we have a crowd favorite coming at us this month. So next Thursday, we have Ken Page. Ken Page. Everyone loves Ken Page. He is the author of Deeper Dating, the host of Deeper Dating podcast. He's running Deeper Dating events now. Like he is the guy to date deeper, basically.
Yeah, he is so legit in this space that I forget. Again, it's the same Logan relationship too. I forget how well respected he is, because we treat him like just a close friend basically, and we had a pre-call with him over the weekend, and he had some great ideas for this event. I can't wait to share. There's going to be a lot of interactive elements to this event.
We'll just say that we will be addressing dating trauma, since we know this is a hot topic for everyone. Ken is going to help us. We know that we can't fully always heal dating trauma, but how can we accept dating trauma and let us date deeper with other people and not let it hold us back is what I'm trying to say.
Turn that dating trauma into
gifts.
I know. I was like, a word that rhymes with trauma, and I thought of drama, and that's not the right way.
Turn your trauma into drama. Is that like a new dateable saying? No.
Turn your trauma into drama, mama. And like, no,
that is not. But that is a good segue, because who our guest is today, we started something new last month called the Community Member of the Month. And you might have seen either in the newsletter or on the Facebook group, we had Sonia, who is also an amazing member. So let's give a little round of applause for Sonia right now. But we also decided to try something new this month, because we have started this Community Member of the Month and we do this live stream. So we're like, wait, what better way would it be that we could actually get like up close and personal with our Community Member of the Month?
Yeah.
And just before we announce it, we want to say, who is this Community Member of the Month? And how do you become it? Pretty much anyone in the community can be nominated for this. We're also watching to see people's interactions in the group, but it's really someone that instills the values of Dateable. They are open-minded. They are respect diverse opinions and perspectives, never shooting things down and trying to welcome all types of opinions into the equation. They're also extremely supportive of others, and they're also sharing ideas of their own. And this month, this member just really stood out as someone that is constantly welcoming new members when they join.
Yes.
They are always sharing, being supportive. I think when I think of this person, I think of supportive. They're always your little cheerleader, just getting in your corner and being you can do it. I have faith, it's good to go. And they also just have so many insights and interesting, experiences that they share constantly with the group. So yeah, should we do a little drum roll of who this person is?
Drum roll. And when he is not busy welcoming people into our community, he's also teaching dance fitness on the side. So that's where you really click. Give it up for Ryan Jeffrey.
Woo!
Hey,
Ryan.
Hey. What's up, Ryan? Surprise, everyone. Surprise.
How does it feel to be the Community Member of the Month?
I'm pretty excited. I'm a little nervous, but pretty excited.
Oh, nothing to be nervous about. It's just us and, the 1,500 other people watching this.
And I know that we got a glimpse of another surprise earlier, because the surprise doesn't end here with Ryan. Ryan is accompanied by someone with him. We'll reveal
we'll get that later.
Person. Yes, yeah. There is someone with Ryan physically.
We've known Ryan now for, you've been in the group since 4 or 5 months ago, maybe longer,
August.
Okay.
Sometime around August is when I joined.
What is
Yeah.
time anymore? I can't keep it straight. I'm just like, it all blends together. But do you remember like how you found out about the podcast, how you found out about the group? Like take us back to where Ryan was during that time. Like what was your life like at that point? Dating life, of course.
Yeah. So back in 2020, I was with a partner of over 4 years at that point in time. And I think quarantine really gave me insight into our relationship that just wasn't really heading the direction that I wanted, a long-term relationship to be going. So we separated in like late July, sometime around there. And then, so I started I had been listening to a bunch of different dating podcasts. I just find them interesting. And then I wanted one that kind of took an approach with like professionals and psychologists and psychotherapists and stuff. And Dateable instantly came up. So I, started listening, and I started like cherry picking episodes at first. And, I found some really amazing episodes. And then I was hooked at that point. Your personality, Yue and Julie, just like drew me in. So I continued to watch from that point forward. Yeah,
we'll send you that $20 later.
So yeah, I mean, I just really loved the fun approach that you guys take, but that like you also have all these professionals on there that have these really insightful perspectives. And then, we just also have these people from our community and from the San Francisco area that have these really unique experiences and have these incredible stories to tell. And it's just really awesome thing to kind of listen to and hear people's life experiences. So that's really kind of what drew me in. And then I heard about the podcast or the forum for the podcast on your guys's advertisements. So
everywhere, basically.
The repping on the podcast. So I came and joined, and I lurked for a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta lurk. You gotta try it before you buy it. That's what I say.
Exactly. You gotta like ease in. But now you're like the person that comments all the time and builds everyone up. So
you're like part of the senior class, like welcoming all the freshmen.
Yeah. Well, I just want people to feel comfortable when they come in, and I want people to feel like they can tell their stories and not feel like they're going to be judged. Because we have so many people from so many different backgrounds, and I mean, we're all over the place now. There's just so many perspectives, and I don't really feel like anybody comes from a judgmental standpoint or a talking down to standpoint. Most people want to build other people up in the community, and they want to offer their experiences to help someone else decide what direction to go. So it's really awesome to see that happen.
I also love that, like, when we first talked to you, you're like, I'm kind of busy on Thursday nights. I'm not sure if I can like do the happy hours. And now you're like constantly in there.
I am, yeah. I've made several friends for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, for anyone that's like, that isn't in the sounding board, that's curious what it's like, how would you kind of describe it?
Yeah, it's a really awesome, just kind of open forum of people. I mean, we just bullshit sometimes. We talk about the really deep and intimate things in our lives. We talk about our current dating experiences. We ask for advice from other people. We just play games and have fun, and of course, we drink. We'll have cocktails or whatever, and it's kind of a fun social experiment for anybody maybe considering it, because a lot of people still don't have that social engagement, and it makes you feel like you are sitting down at a table with your friends and having a couple of drinks. So it's kind of nice.
Who is this Facebook user? Show us your name. Yes, why I love this community. Who are you? We can't see. All we see is Facebook user. But I agree. I think I feel the same way, because I feel the lack of community during quarantine took a toll on me. It wasn't the social aspect or going out. It was just a sense of belonging. Yeah. And that's one thing I really feel that the sounding board and this community really offers, is just feeling like I belong somewhere, even if it's virtual, which sounds so crazy to me right now, because we have never seen you in person, in real life. We don't know what you look like.
You're like our friend
at all.
Yeah.
But we feel like we do know you, which is insane, right? It's like we're living in the future. for sure.
I mean, I think what I'm constantly just blown away by the people in there, because there is that social environment for sure, but then there's also this like deep like desire to like be the best person you could be, not even like to be the most dateable too, regardless of your relationship status, but just being a great person. And I think like the mix of the personal development and stuff that we've seen so many people like, you know, have those open and deep conversations with people that are essentially internet strangers that are now family. Like it continues to blow my mind all the time.
This is like the shit that your parents warned you about in high school. Like, don't join these online communities where they ask you about your personal
all
life.
sexual
And here
predators.
we are. And here we are, a bunch of strangers talking about sex and finger banging together. It's no big deal. Mom and dad would be so proud. So Ryan, we want to know a little bit more about you because you've been extremely open with the community, but I'm sure there are things we still don't know. So what is one fun fact about you that maybe most of us do not know?
Okay, so well, you kind of touched on it. I teach fitness classes. It is a fitness class that I've kind of built up from the ground up. That's my for fun job. I'm a project manager by day trade, and then or by day, sorry, and then so I do that. I built that class from the ground up. It has choreography, fitness, dance, movement, and then I do like hit sets and yoga stretching. So it kind of does everything. It's a really fun thing that I like to do and am passionate about. It's something I kind of just came into, and it's just at a local boutique gym. So it's a lot of ladies, but it's great. They're the most motivating and inspiring group of women I think I've ever met. So it's really awesome.
Do you offer virtual classes too?
They do. My classes are only at 5 a.m. On Thursday mornings, Eastern time. So that would be 2 a.m. for a lot of the West Coast people.
Hey, I'm actually at my best at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm drunk at 2 a.m.
I'm not at my best at 5 a.m. But 2 a.m. I'm good to go. Send that link over.
So I mean, if you want to hop in on the class, it's on the Mind Body app. I can share that with people. But I teach Monday nights as well, but that's in studio only.
Got it.
We have one of Ryan's students in here.
He gave me a mantra that I now use with my students. Do you remember what that mantra was?
Oh, maybe. So there's, I think I have a couple of phrases that people use now, but the one I start my class with is I have everyone, I yell at everyone a lot, but it's always motivational, like really chintzy stuff. At the start of the class, I always tell them like, okay, we're going to look ourselves in the mirror. We're going to tell ourselves something positive before we start this class. And then I make them repeat after me. I say, today I'll do my best. And they say that. They say, I say, today I'll do my best and that will be enough. They say that. And my best is good enough for me. So that's just how we start off the class.
I feel like you got to take that words of wisdom into your dating life too.
I try to.
Before a date or during a date.
Yeah, I will try my best
for this date. And the best is what I'll do.
We've talked about dating trauma. Everyone's just trying to do their best, right? But I'm going to ask you the hard-hitting question because this is what we're all curious about. So you join this group. You've been active in the group. You've been listening to the podcast. How has your dating life changed since that time?
Yeah, it has definitely changed for the better, I think. I've had some dating experience since I joined, and I've bounced things off the group, in moments of unsureness or like, is this too much? Is this not enough or whatever, as people do. But I, obviously have taken a lot from the psychology thing, part of things as well. All of our schema discussions and our attachment styles, all of that. I know we love to talk about those, and it's been something that I've really taken interest in.
Did we lose sound? Oh, there he is.
Oh, are we back?
You're back.
We're back. Okay, sorry about that. I was getting a call.
Leaving everyone on the edge of the
you were getting a call?
Yeah,
it's Dr. Abigail Lev getting you back for schemas. We did have Ryan as a guinea pig in the schemas workshop, so that was awesome also.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nerve-wracking for sure, though.
Yeah,
She,
that was intense.
yeah, I like was dumbfounded for a little bit. So yeah, but no, I mean, it has definitely been helpful and reassuring in times of like where you're just not really sure about what you're doing. Having people share their common experiences with similar situations has really been helpful. I mean, Janice's episode recently, I think a lot of us really related to a lot of what she had to say. And I mean, I went back and listened to it a couple of different times because there was just so much to pick apart from it. So,
So much. Hmm.
yeah, I think it's definitely been a positive influence on a multitude of levels.
Yeah. Dating, it was dating trauma for anybody who hasn't listened to that episode yet. And Ryan, let's get deep here. What is one struggle or challenge that you're still facing when it comes to dating?
Yeah, so actually, I'm currently seeing somebody right now, and I recently talked to him about a trauma, well, like a micro trauma, as we talked about. But
Mhm.
it, like, I told him straightforward that it was just a situation that I think I'm a little bit insecure about based on previous interactions. That I think I do well at the start of meeting people. I think people find me interesting or compelling enough to want to see me more, but then I kind of fall off in that mid section where like I do long-term relationships just fine. I've had a few long-term relationships in my adult life, that a 6-year and a 4-year, so that's a pretty good amount of time between the two. But somewhere in between there, I guess I is not my strong suit, and I kind of told him that, and his response to that was that he would work on being a little more affirming of his interest and that. So that was good.
Ooh,
And
let's
I keep
show
seeing you
him.
look
Yeah.
over.
Who
Is
are
there
you
someone
looking
with
at?
you?
Yeah, there is somebody here with me as
Oh.
well. That's on the other side of the room. His name is Matt.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
We gotta wave, Matt. Let's see your beautiful
So,
face.
Matt.
Yay!
So yeah, Matt and I have been dating for a couple weeks now, and it's been going pretty good. Yeah.
Oh,
Can
love
Matt
it.
hear us?
No, Matt can't hear you, but hold on one second.
Yeah,
let me
we
do
Wait,
wanna-
this.
is Matt the one that gave you flowers that you commented in the group?
The one that gave me flowers. He came and picked me up because so we were talking about it, and I had taken him out a couple different times, and we'd gone out a couple different times. And he said, I want to take you out to dinner. And then I said, oh, I don't think I've actually ever been taken on a date. I've
What?
gone on dates, but I don't think I've ever been taken on a date. And then, so this is where part of the insecurity came up, because I got worried about the date then, because he was like, okay, I'm going to take you out. He wanted to, plan a date.
Oh.
And so then I was like, I wasn't sure. And then he like texted me beforehand. He was like, nervous question mark. And I responded with, yeah, I actually am getting pretty nervous. And then he pulled up out front to pick me up. He had flowers. He even like opened the car door for me and let me into his car.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
Yeah.
Matt,
Amazing.
because we feel like, we're part of Ryan's family, so we got to grill you with some questions. What are your intentions? No, just kidding. But I do.
We're lucky that this live stream is about to end in 2 minutes. We'll hit you up another time on that. Matt's like, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. But just really quickly, Matt, I would love to know your first impressions of Ryan.
He's an absolutely amazing guy and has been such a positive force in my life. I think I take myself a little bit too seriously sometimes, and he has shown me a more lighthearted and fun side of myself and encourages me to explore that side of myself more often. And it's really beneficial to me. I feel like I've grown a lot being with him.
Wow.
That is exactly why he's the community member of the month. You just said it right
Exactly.
there.
And that was the best ad for Grindr ever.
Romance is not
Putting that,
dead.
if
I
this
love
doesn't
it.
work out, I'm putting it on my profile.
They should pay you for that testimonial right there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us, and Matt for making a cameo. We didn't even expect this. This was the best surprise for us. So
Happy to join.
yeah, we're
Double
excited
surprise.
to, pass the torch next month to another community member. And yeah, anyone obviously can find Ryan in the Love in the Time of Corona. And we are actually going to move right over into the sounding board group for a happy hour that Shieldy's leading, and also the book club with Logan. So if you want to continue this party, make sure that to be a sounding board member, and we'll see you over there.
Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks Matt for joining. Thanks Ryan, and Matt, don't fuck it up.
Should we give a big stay dateable before we peace out?
Let's do
We're making Matt
it.
do it with us.
Yes. So we're gonna all sing Stay Dateable on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Stay dateable.